look who's back at it, causing all that static. It's the one and only Fanatic. How's everyone doing? Oof. You know when I said sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail? You're looking at the nail, folks. I took it this weekend. I took it left, I took it right, but I'm back. Oh boy. How's everyone doing? April 28th. April's slowly fading away. May's right around the corner, on the doorstep. All those cliches. Oh boy, we got a lot to talk about, huh? NFL draft. UFL, football, anything's on, NFL, NFL's on the table, anything goes, movies, what do you want to know? You came to the right place. The man who sees the future. Yeah, right. We will start off with a little, I can't believe what I saw, or what I found out. Seems as the old Fanatic, his old running partner, songwriting partner in the last quote unquote band trying to get somewhere, Mr. Dalio is a pastor. Oh my goodness. And one of the, it's rumored that one of the old Love and War, Mr. Krister, whatever, we had another stupid name. Rumor has it he's a woman now. I don't know. Just kidding, folks. I don't know. Who knows? And the other guy's he's just a wannabe. He's just just a guy, just a jag, just a guy. Get it? Just a G guy, just a jag. And it's the old Fanatic, the old reliable, the one who's been up and down and kicked around and still standing. All right, well let's address the elephant in the room. Shedeur Sanders. Now, I'm not I love Deion is great. There's no doubt about it. But I'm not a huge Deion prime time guy. And this kid's prime time Sanders' son, and he's a little arrogant. But there's no way that those 6 or 7 quarterbacks are better than him. You just ain't watching, or you just don't like the kid, because Colorado was nothing, a disgrace, until him, his father, and Travis Hunter got there. So say what you will about him, but I got odds on he's going to be pretty good. I think he's going to be above average. I think he's going to be, he's going to be meticulous like Brady. Brady / Eli with a little, even though they say he's not athletic, a little bit more mobility than those guys. Maybe not as smart, maybe a little brash, or I'll force it in there, but he's going to be along those lines. Everybody that's counting him out, you're counting your chickens before they're hatched, or you're just a hater, because he can play. He's good enough to play. I don't know he's going to be I'm not on here saying he's going to be a star. He's going to be like Patrick Mahomes, but he's got qualities that you'd like. And depending on what happens, he might learn a couple things from Mr. Flacco, who won a Super Bowl and cut down on his interceptions and giveaways, and became, not elite, but very good quarterback. And he's got one of those rings, and he brought the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs. Imagine that. So Flacco probably start the season. I don't think Dylan Gabriel's an NFL quarterback. He's too small. I mean, they said Breeze was too small and Wilson, but he looks even smaller. I think they stretched an inch or two on him, put it on that chart. They always beef you up anyway. They had the old Fanatic at um 5'8", 5'7", 168. I was like 5'5.5", 5'6", and 145, 150 at the most. Lean muscle back then. 160, get the hell out of here. 165, get out of here. But football coaches are famous for that. They want you to look big and intimidating. Uh, you know the story, folks. I was out there, like a heat-seeking missile, like a great white shark. No matter how big it. If I was bigger, I would have put people in the hospital. Or maybe forget about the infirmary. I would have put them in the morgue. But Gabriel looks too small, and Pickett's had his shot. The Steelers had I always forget the guy's name, but they had the one guy that they got ready, Deontay Johnson, and that other George Pickens. That's his name, from used to be with Georgia. He had two good receivers, and he couldn't do nothing. He was It was even average or below average. And then he filled in for Jalen Hurts and couldn't even move the ball down the field with Saquon Barkley and AJ Brown. I don't know if the other kid was hurt, but still, he looked average. So Shador, if you're above average, there you go. You got an old man in front of you and two average Joes competing with you. Let's see what you got. Now, as you know, the old Fanatic is, if you've been here. If not, welcome. Where you been? The old Fanatic is a giant hater. But let me tell you something. If Dart can play at all, if he can be average, little above average, they got something. Because that kid that they got drafted in the first round looks like the real deal from what I've seen. I mean, injuries can happen. Scatterboo, ooh, I like that kid. That kid's tough nose. I like him. Catch the ball out of the backfield. I only saw 2 games. I'm not going to say I saw more, but then I saw the highlights. Of course, they show you the best, but kid's an animal. Kid's hungry, too, I believe. And they got another guy that I'm like, oh, wow. So the Giants are trying to save their jobs. I don't know if it's possible because I believe they will, unless Dart looks amazing. They'll start the season with Wilson. Maybe they'll win 1 or 2 or 3, and it'll be 3-4, 3-5, and go, all right, we're out of it. We're probably out of it. Let's put Dart in, see if he can play, and if he gets a little excitement, maybe the owners will say, hey, you guys got another year. But other than that, Shane and Dable will be gone. I won't lose any sleep over it. To be honest with you, I could care less. I hope they're not. I hope I'm wrong, but to be honest, from my eye test, they look like they had a good draft. My old team, my cause of my pain and stress over the years, they had a pretty good draft too. And like I said, I hope they win. I don't wish them no ill will, but I'm not going to get upset. Caleb Williams has no excuses. No excuses. They beefed up the offensive line, and they drafted a tight end to go with Komet. So 2 double tight end sets, and they drafted Luther Burden III, who probably should have been a first rounder. And I seen him play. Whew. So you put him in there with DJ Moore and Rome Odunze. I mean, Swift is okay. I mean, there's still a couple backs out there that interest me. I think they drafted the kid from Rutgers late. The kid's a beast. So I don't know, maybe Nick Chubb. I mean, Nick Chubb wouldn't be bad. Bring him in, see if he's got any tread left on his tires. But who knows? But Williams has got no excuses. If he's not, 60-something percent completions, 1 to 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, and they're battling for at least a wild card spot, then he ain't it. He ain't gonna be no franchise quarterback. He's just gonna be a journeyman kicking around the league like Fields. Because this is Fields' last chance, in my opinion. But the Jets and the Browns were where quarterbacks go to die. Now I'm gonna give the Browns the benefit of the doubt because I don't know why they let Mayfield go. Maybe because of him and the owner or whatever and the commercials, but Mayfield's become a pretty good quarterback, and I believe Sanders could be the same. Well, again, it remains to be seen. But the Jets are where they go to die. I mean, you don't want to hear about the Jets. This ain't the Jets program. The Jets. All right. Movie time. The old Fanatic saw the Sinners. Weird movie, tell you the truth. I mean, you got horror, you got suspense, you got some action, some I don't know, I guess drama, twisted all together. I don't really know where to categorize it, but couple of hidden, subliminal messages in there. I mean, you gotta read it, take it for what you think it's worth, but Sinners is a good movie. I mean, it's not great. Everybody's it's great. It was good. I enjoyed it. But it's not, I'm probably not gonna watch it again, but it's interesting, the brothers, he plays two. And again, I know, not being afraid of my sexuality at all. The guy's a good looking African American or black, whatever you want to call him. Obviously, I know the girls. He's in shape. He's a good actor. I don't think he's great, but the movie is enjoyable. So you've heard a lot of people talk about it. Give it a shot. See what you think. I mean, it's not like you're gonna be like, oh my god, it's horrible. So go see it. Let me know what you think. I saw another one on Netflix again. I Hostage. Started off really good, and then a couple twists, couple turns. How come this hostage taker didn't see this, didn't see that? But it's not a big movie studio, budget or it's okay. It's an enjoyable movie if you like those kind of hostages, cat and mouse between me and the negotiator. It was enjoyable. I liked it. The ending was kind of, the guy did something very heroic, the hostage, and the hostage taker did something very stupid. But then again, those guys are desperate. They're trying to get money or they're die for their cause or whatever. And they're panicked. They're under a lot of stress. Everybody probably thinks it's easy to do that, but I Hostage. Check it out. I recommend it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. 7.5. Again, you're gonna say Fanatic, you're a knucklehead. I didn't write it down, so I'm having a hard time remembering another one, but it was enjoyable. I'll try to remember the name. It wasn't bad. The Extracted is getting really down to the nitty gritty. In fact, it's the final 2-hour episode coming up. They're going crazy. And like I said, until they got their base camps taken away and had to start new ones, I felt worse for the people in the compound because they were battling face to face and trying to screw each other over without doing it, because you do have to kind of count on get together as a unit. So they make it hard, and they were, living in the same space. You got to see them all day, and I kind of felt sorry for the people there, but now I feel sorry for the out people. They're back out, nothing, starting from scratch. But it's coming down to the wire, so I'm not gonna say I'm not rooting for the guy that everyone thinks is the favorite. I'm not rooting for the retired cop because I think he's lazy and I think his kids are crying too much. You know what it was about. So I'm pulling for one of the ladies, but one of the ladies isn't, from the previews or whatever. Oh, coming up next episode, looks like they're in trouble. So, I mean, again, no sweat off my back. No, I'm not gonna lose no sleep over it. There's no wager. Just like to see one of the ladies beat him, just like on the other show. Oh man, the other shows with with all the army doing the special forces. The ladies won a couple times, so I got my hopes up. I got my support behind either one of the ladies are fine with me winning. And then we were caught. The floor came on automatically after the one end of Extracted. And let me tell you, the floor, if you haven't seen the floor, I believe it's in season 3. The floor is exciting, and you test how what you think with the people out there on the contestants. And some of the stuff's tricky. Some of the stuff is, and they're like picking on an older guy, and he was doing pretty good, and then but he knew a lot of stuff. These technology and apps, the guy knew. Again, the Fanatic ain't no spring chicken, but I got a lot of knowledge and everything, and I'm like a sponge. So if I see something, oh yeah, that's that. I know you're gonna say you can't remember the movies because I watched a million of them, but the one I wanted to tell you about, I can't remember the name. It'll probably pop in my head when I sign off for the day. And I'll let you know the next time we get together, we reconvene. UFL's got me worried. This might be it. The one game there was a decent crowd. The rest of the other 3 were, I don't know, man. I don't know how the TV ratings did. It comes out tomorrow or Wednesday. They pushed it on the draft, and people just don't care. Like I said, if you don't, the DC Washington, the DC Defenders and who were they playing? Arlington Renegades. That was a hell of a game. If you don't like football, you don't like that game. You really don't like football. You just like one team that you like, NFL team, or one college team that you like. That was a great game. 37-32 with 35-32. What a game. Like I said, give me a half. This week's games, in my opinion, aren't that strong, but it's still football. Give me a half. If you don't want it, you don't want to. I had a pencil Viking over here. He was, thumbs down and this and that. But he's a Vikings fan. So what's he know? He's been waiting forever for a championship. And even when they were in there and favorites to win, the stupid field goal kicker missed a field goal inside with no wind, no conditions, off of turf. So, and then last year, Sam Darnold turned back into a pumpkin. I'll give him this. He said they were going to be good, and they were. And I had them picked for last, and I was wrong. But in the end, the Vikings didn't do anything. Put it to you this way. The Vikings had one of their best seasons, and they didn't even win the division. That just goes to show you, no matter what the roster looks like, they're cursed. They're not going to win they're not going to bring home the Lombardi. Just like the Bills. The Bills have a great quarterback, beefed up their defense, Got a couple of good receivers, decent running back. I still don't think they're going to win it either. And I like Josh a lot. I don't like McCarthy. I think McCarthy's overrated and overhyped because the Michigan won. Michigan had a good to great running game in college. Where some of the people in college are just playing for the love of the game. They're not great. They're not NFL material. And they had a great defense. He didn't light it up when I saw him play. So he's got to prove a lot to me. But then again, I'm tough. I'm rough on you. I don't impress easy. So that's about it for the football movies. On a sad note, lost an acquaintance, a little bit more than an acquaintance. I hung out with him a couple times, did a couple side landscaping jobs with him, had a couple laughs. So I just, rest in peace. Again, he partied, but you don't wish you don't wish that on anybody. I feel bad for his wife. I feel bad for his sons. I feel bad for his mom because no mom wants to bury their kid. He's only 50 years old, so he's younger than yours truly. But I mean, wasn't in the best of health, and had a couple vices other than just drinking Coca-Cola like I do. So rest in peace. Rest in peace, Anthony. So, what else? There's nothing else to say. To lighten the situation, if he's going to heaven, then the Fanatics are shooing. Just trying to lighten the burden. We'll see. Who knows? I mean, who knows what to believe? I mean, we don't want to start going down that road again with the old, you are what you are because of this, because of that. Whatever. I mean, I'm a guy, I bang my head against the wall and see what, why. And so I gotta be, convinced, converted. Here I am, Nicky D. Here I am, your old boss. Yeah, right. Come and save me. And that's another thing. The guy, he's a pastor and he's married. Now, if they would let the Catholic Church priests do that, maybe there wouldn't be so many things with the little boys. You ever think of that? Think about that. But Nicky D he again, he's married, so he was before he got married. He was, I believe, I'm going to say he wasn't a pothead, but he was a pot smoker and he was a drinker. So, and he was a big hair metal, heavy metal guy. So, either he's the best used car salesman and actor that we've ever seen, or he really did have a calling. So, I don't know which one it is, Nicky, but I'm here and I can use all the help I could get. So, as always, I'm going to leave you with this. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Or the tough go drinking. That's up to you to decide and you to choose what you want to do. The Fanatic, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And as always, please always remember and never forget opinions, except for are like Fanatic, struggling to get through this week. It's only Monday. Wishing you the best. See you soon.